there. So audio finally dropped. So now we have a new audio engine. One of the new features is pitch shifting. So I'll show you how you can do that based on your scale with your voice. First things first, we'll go to the head proxy in our avatar root. And in here, we will have a component called audio output. On these audio outputs, we now have this field here called pitch. Now, if I was to actually click this here and remove the exclude user, we can actually preview my voice. I'm going to undo that real quick and disable my voice in the microphone input. And now you can just hear me from the game. I can now adjust the pitch here.
Make it higher pitch.
Or make it lower.
And that way I can actually adjust the pitch of my voice. Now, what we want to do is we want to adjust it based on scale. So what we'll need first is we'll need a Flux tip. And then we'll go and open the Flux browser here. We'll need a users get active user self. We're going to need a user root to get the actual user root of us. And get active user self basically just gets the user of the person that is holding the node. So if I grab this node, it shows my name down here. Next, we go to user root in the component and the node viewer. We get user root global scale. And we're almost done. So right now, we could directly use this here to just take the scale and just directly change our voice depth based on the scale that we are at. However, the problem with that is if you're tiny and someone else is tiny, then your voice is going to be high-pitched for them, even though you're the exact same size. So to make that a little bit nicer, what you can do is instead of just taking the scale directly, we can actually adjust the pitch. Instead of directly based off of the scale, we can use the relational scale. So we'll actually divide our own height by the height of the other person. So this way now, we'll actually get a result here that is based on both the size of the user that is actually holding this node. So that's going to be the avatar that this is packed into and whoever is observing it. So for example, with my default scale being 1.25 and someone at scale 1, the result would be 0.8 because they're about 0.8 smaller than me. Now, in order to then translate this into pitch, what we can do to make that a lot easier to set up is we'll actually go back into our inspector here real quick. We'll make a new child in our head proxy. Call this voice. Go back to the hex proxy, grab the audio output, go back to our voice slot here, drop it, and then select move component. And once we've done this, we can attach a new component at the bottom. And it's going to be a transform drivers value gradient driver. And the type is float. Essentially, what this will allow us to do is set points on here that are going to be the deviants. So for example, I'll set this to 1 here. So this is going to be when someone is the exact same size. So 1 means you're 1 to 1. Then 1.2 would mean that someone is at least 20% taller than you, and 0.8 would mean someone's at least 20% smaller than you. Now then, if I change the value for 1 here to 1, then that's going to be the pitch that I will be at for someone who is at the exact same scale as me. If I change the value up here to 0.9, then that's the pitch that someone's going to have if I am smaller than them. However, we want this to actually be 1.1 because we want to have our pitch go up when we are smaller. And then at least I'll change the last one to 0.9 because if I am actually larger than someone, then my pitch should go down slightly. Now, you want to be careful with how heavily you pitch these because there is a few artifacts, obviously, when you do real-time pitch shifting without adjusting speed. Now, the final thing we need to do is we just grab this progress here, generate a drive for it, and just drive it. And we can just select our note structure here and just pack that into the voice slot. Or if you want to make it a little bit more tidy, you can make a new child here, call this child pitcher. And then just pack that into here. And there we go. If I am smaller than someone now, my voice will be pitched down slightly. I will be pitched up slightly. If I'm taller than someone, it will be pitched down slightly. My brain needs to remember the directions there. But yeah, that's how simple it is. If you just want to change the pitch overall, you can literally just use the little slider. If you have sound effects and you want to adjust those before playing, you can just adjust the pitch with a right and then hit play on the event with the event node play. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.